What's going on, Paisanos? V here. Come at you guys, well, with another marker wash today. Before we begin, I just want to say Konami had something they just recently released, and I want to read it to you guys, and then I want to talk about it. Due to the outbreak of COVID-19, we will be canceling Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships 2021 to ensure the health and safety of all parties involved. We apologize to everyone that was looking forward to this event and appreciate your understanding. With the cancellation of the World Championship, Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG/TCG and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links will hold tournaments within countries/regions and large-scale online events respectively. Further updates, and notifications will be posted on our official website and various social media. Now, when you first see this, a lot of players more than likely going to be like, what the hell, this sucks. And I get that. I mean, don't get me wrong, one of my favorite things of doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Is playing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals. Looking forward to having the opportunity to play in the biggest stage of them all, Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds. I think we all do. That's the dream. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals, for everybody, is like WrestleMania. And we all want to get involved. We all want to be there. We all want to have the opportunity to show that we are infinitely better, that we can, earn our way to Worlds. And it's stressful and it's fun at the same time. And unfortunately, we just can't do it this year. And to be honest with you, kind of understood that by Konami. Now, that does not mean we're not going to have YCS. That does not mean we're not going to have a regionals. There's still an opportunity. In fact, I think a week ago, Konami said that at the end of the month, they're going to remonitor the situation with the pandemic. And they're going to look towards seeing about, hopefully us going back to having any kind of physical events. I guarantee Konami wants to have it as soon as possible. And I guarantee a lot of people out there watching this video want to go back to this as soon as possible. So what this really means is Konami's not doing Worlds. They're probably not going to be doing Nationals more than likely, obviously, because they're kind of conjoined. But that doesn't mean there's not going to be other events that can happen. We can still see World Celebration happen. I think it should. I think we're owed to Konami, okay? You owe us too. So I think that's something that we can be looking forward to, hopefully, more than likely. And looking at more online remote duel events. I recently released a remote duel video. Hopefully you guys check that out. It's me going over everything you need to do remote duels. And I think a lot of players, if they give remote duels a shot, would enjoy it. It's just getting the ball rolling for a lot of people. And of course, looking at the opportunity to see physical events come back in the form of a YCS and regionals. I think it'll be a matter of time, but ultimately by this year, we will be going to a YCS. We will be going to a regionals. It's all a matter of when, not really a matter of if it's going to happen. And I do think a lot of players are just getting ready for that, as well as I am. So even though we're not going to be having Worlds this year, I still think the market's going to be going crazy, as I'll show you in a second. And I also still think that we will have a lot of players gearing up and getting ready to play the next step and maybe even the evolution of what we see Yu-Gi-Oh! As with online events, because they're never going away. I think with remote duels, it's a door in Pandora's box, you want to call it. It opened up and it's not closing. So if you're not doing remote duels, you might want to start warming up to it because it's not going away. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players with the opportunity to play at Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals that can't drive to their locals, they're doing remote duels. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that maybe aren't so comfortable with going outside, especially with physical events, even if there was to be opening back up, can have now remote duels. And Konami knows this, and Konami's working with stores to add more events for those players, as well as competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! More than just one Saturday a weekend. So this is not going away. This is only going to get better for players that are looking forward to that. And I think for a lot of other players that maybe are debating on playing remote duels, hopefully Konami will add more incentivization. We just had the extravaganzas this past, a weekend ago? The weekend before this weekend, whatever it is. And the thing is, we had top 16 get playmats, and we had over 350 players. That's insane. The price support needs to be updated in this game. There need to be more events, and hopefully Konami is acknowledging that and working towards adding more events, adding better price support that they always had a problem with doing. So hopefully we'll see that happening. There's a lot of more news coming out with that, and I think a lot of players, if you guys out there right now are just debating what to do, whatever, stick around. This game's only going to get better. Now, looking in the market, before I begin, I just want to say, if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and comment down below. Comment question of the day. What are you looking forward to doing? Are you shelving your deck, just taking your deck and throwing it to the side and just looking at the market? Are you playing casually with friends? Is the locals open by your area and you're going to there? Are you doing remote duels? And how excited are you, or how willing are you to run to the first regionals or the first YCS that will inevitably be coming down the pipe? let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you're new to the channel, like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification tab. I stream almost every day on Twitch besides weekends, more or less. And if you guys want to check me out on Twitch, I'd greatly appreciate that. Links will be down below. Like I said, right now I'm playing Shadow Invoke. It's my favorite deck. I think it's the best deck in the meta. But there's other things we're going to be getting involved in as far as deck-wise. And once again, if you have any ideas, comment down below. Let me know. Anyway, going over to the market, the first thing I want to talk about is the Megatins. The Megatins are going to be coming out by the end of the year. I think it's around August. August/September, normally August. And we're going to talk about the sets in the Megatins right off the gate. So, the first reprinted set is going to be Ignition Assault. More than likely, what we're going to be seeing is Lightning Storm getting a reprint. And it needs a reprint. So, if you've been waiting for that Lightning Storm to come, well, Ignition Assault is going to be getting a reprint in the Megatins. And by August, we will see a Lightning Storm reprint, which is great news for a lot of players. Looking at the market price, is $112. The value of the card is $122. And unfortunately, you kind of need this card in a meta. You can substitute it with Evenly Matched, which you're very fortunate for. And there's a lot of other cards that you just can't substitute for anything. But that's the kind of cool thing about Lightning Storm. You do have that ability to substitute one card for another. Now, here's the thing. If you're holding a Starlight Rare copy of Lightning Storm, like I am, are you going to sell yours? My answer to that is no. When Stardust Dragon started getting mass reprints, holding the Ghost Rare was just the obvious choice. It's the harder to get one. Looking at Stardust Dragon right now, we can see the Ghost Rares are an insane amount of money, as well as the Ultimate version of Stardust Dragon. That reminds me. So, we're starting to see a little bit of popularity with another alternative format. Obviously, we have Gold format, which is loved and pretty much play and maintain, but we're starting to see 2011 Yu-Gi-Oh format we're starting to see players starting to build decks for those. So, let me know if you guys want to market watch towards the alternative formats. My thing is, and I told Konami about this a long time ago about Gold format, it would be great if we had a sanctioned Gold format kind of league or tournament structure. The answer to me given by Konami was they're not going to do that because, one, they don't have the ability to do that, and two, well, the say-so from OCG to do that, but two, it's so massive, they'd rather have the players run it. Now, with 2011 Yu-Gi-Oh format, which might be a thing, by the way, what I think is very important to note is we're at the genesis of another alternative format, and this could be the next GOAT format. It's a really fun format. The question is Konami going to grab this in the beginning because they didn't do it with Gold format? Are they going to take advantage of an opportunity, or are they going to let it go? Because you can make, if you're Konami, and once again, this is why I just don't understand the mentality, but if you're Konami, you can make theme decks based off the top cut decks of the alternative format. So you can make an alternative format Synchro versus Master Hyperion deck, and just reprint it, make it cheap, and give it to everybody. And it'll be a great way to shotgun your alternative format. We've seen it done with Magic the Gathering, we've seen it done with Pokemon. It'd be great if Yu-Gi-Oh! Finally did this. And we don't know if they're going to do this. And Konami never, we don't know, I don't know if Konami calls my videos or watches anyone's videos. We always hope they do, and hope they get this idea, and hope they go to the tables, and hope they say it, and hope they don't shut their mouths the minute someone goes no, because this is a huge opportunity for Konami OCG, TCG, for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Player base, for store owners, for everybody. This is a win-win situation, and there's no losers other than the imagination at people at Konami. So hopefully they don't lose out on their imagination, take advantage of alternative format, and really promote it. They've done alternative formats in the past, and they've been really terrible, but this one looks like a phenomenal idea. And maybe I'll do a market watch on talking about alternative format cards. I'm not sure if you guys are interested in that, but it might be something we could talk about. I personally like Gold format a lot. I'm just starting to understand 2011 format. I played in both formats, but it's just an understanding of what was legal, what was not legal, and it's kind of fun. Anyway, going back to the Megatin cards, seeing Lightning Storm get a reprint is good. Seeing Rose get a reprint is huge, being the fact that the Ultra Rose is roughly around $18. Looking at other cards, obviously looking at Ignis getting a reprint, they desperately need one. So it'd be cool to see cards like Ignis AI Land, which is currently $19, get a reprint. And then we see some Planet Patrol reprints, which would be a big deal, like Red Beer and White Beer. I mean, these cards currently right now anywhere from $8 to $9 a copy. And if you're excited about the new Planet Patrol support coming out soon, you're going to want to get your hands on these. But if you want to wait in the Megatins, there's an possible opportunity to get your hands on these. And also we have Revity upgrades with cards like also the Earth Charmer, because we know there's going to be Prismatic Secret Rares these Megatins. So also the Earth Charmer right now, which is a $6 rare, can be Prismatic Rare. In fact, I would gamble on any card if it had to be Prismatic Secret Rare. It would be also the Earth Charmer. So there's definitely opportunity for that. We talked about Marine Test Pascalis the other day when it was like $5. It's come down to roughly around $4. Still insanely high, so it'd be cool to see that get a reprint. And of course, other cards I really haven't seen play, but still are like fan faves, like Link Rebo, get a reprint as well. Looking at Eternity Code, another thing that's gonna be another thing that's gonna be in the Megatins, we're gonna get more reprints of Chamber Dragon Maid. More than likely, Chamber Dragon Maid right now, secret rare out of Eternity Code is $85 a copy. The card was $90, and for a low price of $85, the new low price, you too can get your hands on a Chamber Dragon Maid. Or you can wait till August. More than likely, if I had to be honest, Dragon Links might be dead by then. They might not be. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game of dragons and spellcasters. And looking at Chamber Dragon Maid being $85, this is insanely expensive and will more than likely get reprinted in Megatons. As well as the card next to it, Access Code Talker. Now, we know big cards like Access Code Talker have been reprinted in Megatons. How do we know this? Well, look at Borrowload Savage Dragon. Look at any of the Borrowload Dragons, the big ones, the big three, they've been reprinted in the Megatons. So, even though Access Code Talker is not Borrowload Code Talker, there's a good chance this card's going to get reprinted in the Megatons. The current market price of this card is roughly around $85, and if you still want to wait, no big deal, I don't blame you. You can access this card when it's given the Prismatic Secret Rev reprint treatment in the Megatons. We have other cards like Gearsu, the Orcus Mech Knight, which has no other reprintings, and more likely will get reprinted as well. If Dinosaur Plays is still around, which I'm so shocked they're still around, but Dinosaur Plays are still around, which is insane, there's a good chance for Animador Arcos getting a reprint in Megatons as well. The market price of this card being roughly around $70. Then we're gonna get Ghostmore and Mula Chill reprints. The reprint I hate, but the reprint we're more likely gonna get. We're gonna get also some other bad reprints. I don't know. We're gonna get a lot of bad reprints. Look at that Eternity Code though. If you have like Madoche Saloon, it's like $10. Machina Metal Crunch is $7. Grave Diggers Post $23. These are all reprint targets. More likely are going to be on the Megatons. One thing I always love doing when we get the full spoiler of the Megatons this year, what I love doing is finding out what's not on there, and more likely those cards are relatively cheap. And I personally go and I buy a ton of those cards. I've been doing it the past, 3 years, 4 years? And this year's no different. And we'll talk about it in the market watch. I'll tell you, hey, listen, X, Y, and Z is not on the Megatons. Everything else is on there because the Megatons reprint almost everything. So I'm going to go ahead and buy those. I'm going to buy a lot of those. You can do whatever you want, what you want to do. But that's value. That's pure cash, and I'm buying those. So, yeah. But looking at everything else, once again, here's another Planet Patrol ship, Lice, a 3-of that you need. It's currently $6. That's going to get reprinted. And once again, this is all my speculation as far as what can and what cannot. Deep Sea Area, Gizmic Uka. Gizmic Uka might be reprinted. If it's not, this card will be $60. If it is reprinted, no big deal. The Secret Rare will probably still maintain a good price point, unless we have a Prismatic Secret Rare. But nevertheless, they're both really good in value. Doesn't mean the Secret Rare will go down if it gets a Prismatic Secret Rare. It doesn't really work that way. So then we have that to look forward to. And then we have Rise of the Duelists. Now, if you said V, what card Konami in the Megatons would which core set, will Konami short print? I think you'd be lying to yourself if you said Rise of the Duelists is not going to get a short print. This is going to be short and insane. I think Konami's going to come out of nowhere and go, hey guys, even though we just recently released Forbidden Droplet as an Ultimate Rare, released by the way, Forbidden Droplet Secret Rare, by the way, we still maintain an insanely high price point. We're going to have it in the Megatons. So you have an opportunity to grab yourself a Forbidden Droplet or a Talents. And some of you guys out there watching right now might go, whew, this is going to be great. Yes and no. Let me explain. Because I feel like everybody is really excited. Comments down below, everyone's going to be talking about how many cases they're going to buy. And what you don't understand is, and then whenever I see the movie Incredibles, and there's the bad guy, I can't think of his name right now. But he basically said he'll sell the ability for everybody to fly. And then he goes, when everyone flies and when everyone's special, nobody is. That's literally the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market in a nutshell. Let me explain. Everyone is going to more than likely be buying the Megatons. Everyone's going to be buying it, okay? I think we can agree on that, right? I don't think it's an insane, far-fetched idea to know that everyone's going to go, there's going to be Rise of Duelists, there's going to be all these other money cards in here. There's going to be a lot of money cards getting reprinted. Obviously, this set is hot, right? Yes and no. For the vendors that can pre-sell, this set is pure cash. Vendors that can pre-sell on TCG Play specifically, that can list the cards early, because obviously the cards are going to be listed early, there's going to be pure cash in here. Day one release, the prices are going to tank. In fact, the prices in those Megatons are going to be tanking probably for, if I had to guess, at least a year before we see some semblance of value in those Megatons. What does that mean to you watching now? What are you saying? What are you going, V, what are you saying? Let me explain. Since everyone's going to have the opportunity to open Megatons, and everyone's going to open cards that they want, put them aside, and sell the rest, obviously, to recoup their initial investment, and probably try to plus on it, they're going to take these cards and dump them in the market day one. Meaning, if you're doing it, 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 you're doing it. Obviously, you can't put a prismatic secret rare triple tactics talents on the market and hope to God that that sells at, we'll be generous, $60. That's not going to happen. Everyone's going to be doing that. So if you're selling 60, I'm selling 59, I'm selling 58. This guy's selling 40 because he just wants to see the world burn. And now this guy got selling 39 because he ain't selling his card. So these cards are going to dump fast. We've seen it already. I'm telling you right now. I'm giving you a warning. We're in, January, February, March, April. We're in April. I'm bad with months. And we have a longest way is away. So take that money that you want to buy for sealed megatons, the lottery, which you definitely don't make money in, and wait for the singles, and that's where you make money in. Remember what I said before? There will be value in megatons. There's always is, but it's select value, and you got to go in like a sniper and grab it the minute everybody dumps into the market. And you'll be able to get a ton of money. You might have to hold and wait on your investment, because what an investment is, it is not, you rarely get an immediate return, but there is value in the megatons. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I talked about the last megatons where cards like Crackdown, Mystic Mind, how they're going to go up in value. We saw recently they did go up in value. That is going to happen with the new megatons. So once again, I want to say it as early as possible. Don't be stupid. Don't buy sealed megatons. And don't brag to me about your sealed megatons, because I'll look at you like you're an idiot. I'll tell you right to your face. Oh, V, I bought 2 cases. Was that worth it? No, it's not. You messed up. You go ahead and open it. You can say I'm wrong. And you can pull talents and go, V's so dumb. And then day one release comes out. You'll be selling it at infinitely less than you can imagine. So instead of doing that, you can just wait. And like a sniper, you can spend half the money you spend on cases of megatons and buy the singles and buy tons of it. Get some BCW boxes, some of these, slap your investment on there, label that bad boy megatons, throw it to the side, and in 6 months, open it up and make money. That's the way to do it. Buying sealed has never worked. With that said, for those who don't listen to everything I just said and buy sealed, if you can have the ability to pre-sell prices on TCU Player, which means you have to have a brick and mortar store, you will have the opportunity to make money. Ideally, for now, on paper. And the reason I say that is because more and more people are getting wise to this, and more and more people are trying to become a store on TCU Player to pre-sell prices so they can make infinitely more. And the minute that gets saturated, the only smart investor is the singles investor. Right now, it's singles and pre-sale. But it's always going to be the singles guy that makes the right choices in the market to make the right moves to make money. What sucks is I'm going to have to go through months until the day of the release day of the megatons, so people ask me, I bought sealed, is that good, V? I need everyone around me to just tell that guy to stop. So whenever that happens, if you're near me and that guy's saying that I do a good thing, V, you need to tell them to shut up for me, because I've been doing it for years and they just don't listen. They go, we'll show you, and then they go, well, that was not a good idea, V. All right. So looking at Rise of Duelists, there's definitely a lot of phenomenal reprints, and I would love to see cards like Triple Tactics Talents and His Servants and Dogmatic Package more likely being a reprint. I think it's not a crazy idea to see that Dogmatic Ecclesia will get a reprint Prismatic Secret Rare. A little fun fact about this, by the way. If these cards are getting a reprint, okay, test time! If these cards get a reprint, question. If X is getting a reprint at a higher rarity, or even a reprint in general, Y should be cheaper. X being some of these cards, Y being the cards you're looking at right now. It's almost like X equals... We can do a mathematical formula for this. It's actually kind of crazy. Ice Dragon Prisons currently... Is it really $50? It was 60s. $55 right now. Looking at Ice Dragon Prisons, it's about $58. This is going to get a reprint. More than likely Prismatic Secret Rare. I don't care if it's super rare. It will murder the value of Ice Dragon Prisons out of Rise of the Duelist. Talents is going to go down in value, and so will Nadir. More importantly, Dogmatic Ecclesia is going to get a Secret Rare reprint, which will tank the value of the Ultra Rare. Why would it do this? Well, because Konami knows you like their waifus, and they're going to feed you properly. And this is what's going to happen with a lot of these cards. Up next, Venom Rage. This is the filler. The cards you open your pack that you go, oh man, I got X and Y. I will say, though, very few cards actually are cards you'll be excited about. I think we'll see Phantom Knight Torn Scales people will be so pumped about. Alpha, Zeus, Farragut. I think these are cards people will like. I don't know if Burdett will still be around. Hopefully it will be, because I really do like the deck a lot. And Fractal might be in there as well. And for anybody else, we'll have opportunity to get some virtual cards. long after they've been dead and buried. Konami's going to resurrect the corpse of these cards and throw them into your packs. We also have an opportunity to have a filler set. Like last year's Megatins, this past Megatins, the current Megatins we have available to us. We know Konami grabbed a random set and threw it on the market. I think they're not going to stop doing that. I think they will do that. And the likely choice would more than likely be Mystic Fighters. So if you own Prime Mathmech Albert Tien, first of all, why? The card's $40, sell it. Second of all, that's going to get reprinted. We know this. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, I think Konami has already made some reprints in Maximum Gold with so many Dragon Maze cards. But Konami missed some, like Hospitality, which is $25. They know you like Dragon Maid. Why would they not want to reprint that again? They know it's waifu, and the waifu tax is strong. And if anyone owning Secret Rare Dragon Maid at $27 a copy, by the way, they'll make it a Prismatic Secret. That's higher rarity. Do you want the higher rarity, shinier version of your waifu? Yes, says everybody out there who has weird, questionable internet history. Yes, they do. And they're going to go ahead and be excited about that. I do think there's a good chance we might see some of this in there. All right, on to the regular, not so reprint heavy. And I'm sorry if I popped everyone's bubbles about the sealed product, but like I've been saying this forever. If you're new to the channel, I'm sorry, but like this is the way to go. This is the way that you can make money. And if you don't want to make money, if you want to open sealed product, I don't blame you in a way, because I open some too with my kids and it makes them really happy. But if I was living by myself, I wouldn't open a sealed product. Maybe I would buy one Megatin just to go, oh, this is pretty nifty, and then just not care about it and just go right into the singles market. But looking at Mission of Souls at a Legendary Duelist Magical Hero, the card with a $93 market price is, well, besides all these foreign versions, and there's a ton of foreign versions. God, everyone's like, hey, you want foreign stuff? The card's roughly around $100 a copy for Magician's Soul. This is going to get a reprint. This will go down in value, and I wouldn't be surprised if an announcement comes relatively soon of a Magician's Soul's reprint. So, if you have 3 of these, that's $300 of a card that's going to get reprinted. I don't have to explain to you the fact that when we saw all these Legendary Duelist cards get reprinted, the values immediately tanked. See Magician's Souls, it wouldn't be a surprise if Konami made this card Secret Rare. The Secret Rare copy will be worth, I think, ideally less than the Ultra Rare, but ultimately, it doesn't matter if you have a copy, a playset of Magician's Souls. You can argue V at the higher rarity. Another guy will argue V, this one's hard to get. You're both correct. There's no wrong answers here. So, you can sell this card. I think you should sell this card before the announcement of it getting reprinted comes out, which I wouldn't be surprised comes relatively soon. Solid Seafree out of Chaos Impact is $17. Unlimited versions are about $19. First edition versions are at $22. Now, when I first saw this, which is literally a little while ago, because I just clicked on it. Okay, when I first saw this, I said a couple of things. Number one, I don't think I'm playing Dragon Link. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Number two, this is $60. I can sell this and get $60. Number three, I could sell this and get $60, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game of dragons and spellcasters. This card, unless it's in the ban list, will more than likely see play in the future. If Dragon Links die today, this will still see play. It's inevitable. Because this card says dragon stuff, dragon stuff, dragon stuff. It's a dragon. Yeah, this card's insane. Now you might say, V, the card's alright. I mean, he's using Dragon Links right now. Okay, I'm not thinking about right now. I'm thinking about the possibility of this card seeing future play, and I think it is. And with a reprinted version, and once again, don't get me wrong, I think Konami's going to make more reprints, but the reprinted versions are nowhere near the price point of the original print Secret Rare, which is like, once again, we talked about a little over $20. The original version out of 2020 tins is $8. Not bad, but the Secret Rare is still higher. Parallel Parent is like $10 in the market price. The value is roughly around $10. This is more than likely get a reprint. I don't know why this card hasn't got reprinted already, but I don't even know why this card's $10, but it is. Then we have Black Soldier Chaos. So, this card is $102 market price. The is $98. The card's $98 in the market. The question is, do you hold or do you sell this? I said already I think you should sell this because the Ghost Rare is definitely going to overshadow this card by a lot. The reason I think this card's still valued because the card's still so amazing, and I think a lot of you players are really excited to use this card. It's a phenomenal card. You should use it. The thing is, I do think the Ghost Rare is going to come out. It's going to be the pre-sale price is already going to be like absolutely ludicrous. But when a Ghost Rare is open in mass, the only question we have to ask is it going to be short printed and how badly? Because it's going to be short printed. But like, how badly is it going to be short printed? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's not that badly short printed, I think the Ghost Rare is going to push this card's price down for the Secret Rare. And the Ghost Rare will be the highest price point, obviously. Cyber Eternity Dragon at Legendary Dual Sword Dragon Abyss with an $8 market price is roughly around still $8. Now this is out of White Dragon Abyss, so let me show you real quickly. This set already has had its reprint run, and this card wasn't on that. It was on the boat. Well, no, it was on the boat, but it was on the boat a lot actually. But once again, it doesn't really matter. It was on Legendary Duel Season 2. It was a reprinted run, but the original print maintains higher value. And we might see this kind of happening with... hold on a second. We might see this kind of happening with Magician Souls. The thing is, I think Konami would be smart enough to make Magician Souls a higher rarity, which would change this. This card's never really not needed as much as Magician Souls, so that would also factors in. And I do think, even though Cyber Eternity Dragon is a great card, even Cyber Dragon players maybe kind of sort of want one, whereas Magician Souls is a 3 of that can have possible applications in a lot of decks moving forward. Looking at Extreme Force, I just don't understand why Mech Knight cards are so cheap right now. Mech Knights are a really good deck. If you have access to an Invoked engine, you should play Mech Knight Invoked. It's a really good deck right now. And listen, there's not many listings right now. The Purple Nightfall has 18. The original Blue Sky has 15. Yes, they also have reprints. And yes, the reprints are also at Secret Rares, as you can see over here. But the price points aren't really that different. And I think Mech Knights definitely are a deck that, if you're wondering, V, what deck should I play right now? I don't have a huge wallet. I do have access to an Invoked engine. My immediate answer would be, you either play Shadow Invoked or you play Mech Knight Invoked. I think Shadow Invoked might be a little more expensive, whereas Mech Knights you more than likely already have, or you can more likely easily trade for, and something not a lot of people are looking at or respect, something you might want to consider picking up. Relatively inexpensive. Alert Darkness. Do you have this card? Because any Alert Darkness is worth money. We're not talking about the Ultimate Rare Alert Darkness. We know that's worth money. But the lowest version of Alert Darkness right now, out of OTS Tournament Pack 1, is roughly around $4 with shipping. Do you have a Lair of Darkness? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Let's grab another one. This one was Structure, Lair of Darkness. Obviously should be cheap, right? No, they're $4 a copy, almost near $5 after a while. Every version of a Lair of Darkness. It almost reminds me of like Manju, where like every version of Manju has value. A Lair of Darkness is like the original card to do that. There are literally 12 versions of a Lair of Darkness, 12 printings, and they all have value. So go look for yours and listen as much as you play. It's free money. Starring Venom Future Dragon is one of the best Super Pie targets. In fact, in my opinion, the best Super Pie target in the game right now. Being the fact that you can go Verdant Anaconda. Verdant Anaconda is a dark monster, by the way. His first ability, in case anyone forgets, makes the monster on your opponent's side feel dark, so you go, that guy's dark. And then Verdant Anaconda has Super Poly, and then there you go, starring Venom Fusion Dragon. This card with an $8 market price is not $8. The unlimited version is roughly around $26, and if you want a first edition version, it's at $33. Now, some of you might go, V, that's the most highest rarity. Sure. You get it for $1. No big deal. $1 old. $1 for everybody. Right there. Boom. $1 for the Anaconda. Sorry, Venom Fusion Dragon. It is a great card. And if you don't have access card and if you are running Super Poly, you better play this card. It's a phenomenal card. Artifact Sanctum. Look at this. All the other rarities, including the original, which is kind of weird. The original version out of Primal Origins with a $4 market price. It's like $4 to $5 with shipping. That's kind of low when you look at the Secret Rare, the higher rarity version out of the Battle Legends Life's Revenge with a $10 market price, and that bad boy starting roughly around, realistically, $14 to $15 a copy. Now, once again, that's out of Battle Legends Life's Revenge. Obviously, this has a lot of other money cards. They're not, like, stacked money, but they're pretty crazy. Ultra Rare Galaxy Soldier being $18, Minerva being $12, Giant Rex 7, Sage with Eyes of Blue 7, Crystal Wing 8, and, I mean, Secret Rare, so it kind of makes sense. I mean, all these versions of these cards have value. And they're not like a lot, but if you bought a bunch of Battle Legends, and at the time you sold the money cards, go back and look at that box. There's a lot of money still left in that box, because how easy it is for you to get a sealed booster box or open product out of Battle Legends Life's Revenge. Probably not so easy. Then we have Duelist Saga. And I'm kind of disappointed, because I always felt like Konami was going to make another version of this, especially with the unique Ultra Rare rarity that came out of Duelist Saga. I always felt like, and if you have a Duelist Saga card, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Ultra Rare rarity, which is my favorite Ultra Rare version of the Ultra Rare rarity, because there's other versions, but they look really ugly. But the Duelist Saga Ultra Rare rarity is the best way I could, anyway. Looks really good and really has a good seal on the cards. I mean, you have good value in this set, being Blue Star Dragon being $23, Rescue Cat being $21, Dark Law is $14, Dark Magician $10, Red Eyes $10, Wandering King Wildland is $19 to $20. That kind of spiked them in value. Tsukumi for my Go players, that's about $8. I mean, look, the value is all over the place, but it's good. But it's good value. And what I love about this is this was not the selling point of Duelist Saga. The selling point of Duelist Saga was cards like Imperial Order, cards like, where was it? I mean, former Secret was like kind at the time, but look how low it is. Trishula and Brionic, like these were the selling points of Duel Saga, and they're not anymore. Another cool thing about Duel Saga is it's stacked with a lot of cards for Gold format. Once again, this is Konami's wink to Gold format players, and hopefully we see more of this moving forward. Then we have Nibiru, and this is how I want to end this video, and not really end it quickly. Nibiru and the problem being at OTS Tournament Pack 14 with $138 market price is roughly around, well, 132. It spiked as high as 200 when Stimmy broke for everybody, but now the price point's cooling down. I wouldn't be surprised if this card price point hits roughly around 100. I'm not buying it until it hits $100 a copy. Why waste extra $100 to get a card a little bit earlier when the card price point of Nibiru isn't matching up to its market price? It's still going down, and I do think this card price will hit roughly around $100, especially since we are at the beginning of the month. And that's important. Because if you guys don't understand, the beginning of the month for anyone who plays remote duels is when everybody redeems their OTS packs for playing the remote duels for the previous month. Meaning, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to have access to a lot of OTS packs, which will give them access to Nibiru. Those players who don't want to hold this card and obviously want to make money will more than likely dump this card in the market. When will that happen? Probably within from now to the next week or two, which you might go with V, but then again, another week later will be in the next OTS run. Exactly. The value cannot maintain being this high. It will only go down as time goes on for OTS Tournament Pack 14. We're already in OTS 15, and soon we're going to be getting OTS 16. And OTS 16 looks pretty good. OTS 15, by the way, doesn't look that bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Ultimate Rares are garbage besides Needle Fiber, but the Super Rares are really holding it down. And we'll go back later on in the week. Maybe we'll look at the Super Rares and see where the price point's going to be as people are listing those on the market. But looking at OTS 14, there's still a lot of good value in here. And I do think a lot of players are really excited to open these packs, pull the Nibiru, and go, I just pulled for a $5 tournament I played on the internet, a $130 card. After shipping everything said and done, probably about $110, $120, depending if you shipped it properly or improperly. Nevertheless, $5 entry, you pulled a Nibiru, $100. Yet another great reason to play remote duels. I'm gonna make a video about the things I don't like about remote duels, because it's a lot of things that are bugging me about remote duels, and I really might make that video. I don't know when, but there's more good than bad. There's more reason to play than not to play for remote duels. And I think that's something that a lot of players are always debating on. I know people go, V, there's cheating in remote duels. There's cheating in real Yu-Gi-Oh as well. You go to YCS regionals, nationals, go to your locals this Saturday, you've been cheated. At least with remote duels, there's more people watching, and there's definitely more benefit than there is not a benefit in any other way. So I really do think if you guys haven't tried it, you definitely need to check it out. I made a long video. I think you guys should check that video out if you're looking to get involved in remote duels. And I think for those who are getting involved for the first time, first of all, it's like doing crack again for the first time. You're just gonna get. I'm addicted to remote duels. They really are fun, and I think you guys will really enjoy them the minute you try your first one. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Make sure to check me out on Twitch. Links will be down below. Click on it. Follow me on Twitch. We're going to be doing remote duels today. If you guys have any questions about remote duels, questions about the meta, questions about the market, don't talk to me about sealed. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. You're doing it wrong. Anything else, please talk to me about as far as singles in the market. Or ask me about my deck, my Shadow Invoke deck, which I've been wrecking it. X1, no matter what happens. X1 Extravaganza, X1 out locals. I can't just go undefeated. I have to, like, give a free game away. I don't know why, but that's how this deck works. And it's cool and crazy, and yeah, it's a great deck. And then, Paisanos, it's your boy Veen. You Paisanos. You Paisanos have a great day.